Hello, Pink Bikers. I'm Mike Levy. That's Mike Kazimer, and you're watching Mike vs. Mike. So we figured now this whole YouTube thing is probably going to stick around for a while.
Probably.
We don't think it's going anywhere. We had to start making our own YouTube videos. But there's already a whole bunch of videos of two guys sitting beside each other, talking about bikes, bike parts, racing bikes, new bikes,
How to ride bikes,
all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have to do something different. And what we're going to do different is that Kazimer and I, we don't really agree on most stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to roll with. Unlike those other guys who seem like newlyweds, we have very different opinions about everything. So that's the whole premise of this show. The only thing that him and I agree on is that we don't really agree on anything. So Mike versus Mike. We're also going to do something different in that we're going to let you guys pick what we argue about. Now this is show number 1, so we've already picked the topic. But in future shows, we're going to be looking in the comment section to see bike-related topics. Only bike-related topics.
Just bikes, that's all we know.
The Kazimer and I are going to choose to talk about. If we end up doing other shows, we'll see how this one goes if we don't get canceled. So this is our first show, and show number 1. The topic that Kazimer and I were going to be arguing about is how to best spend $3,000 on a mountain bike. Now we both have very different ways of going about this, but it's come about actually because a few weeks ago I was challenged to write an op-ed where I spent only $2,000 to build a bike.
That's hard.
I didn't do it.
Impossible.
I failed.
Yeah.
Miserably. Yeah. My bike didn't have brakes, it didn't have a handlebar, it didn't have a seat support. You need a seat. Yeah. So we're gonna do something a little different. We are gonna bump it up to $3,000. We're gonna look at complete bikes and we're gonna see what we come up with. So let's do that. Kazimer, $3,000 is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Do you remember the last time you had $3,000 just like sitting there?
That'd be nice. I don't know if I've ever had $3,000 just sitting there.
I've never had $3,000 just sitting there ready for me to spend on anything.
Yeah.
But let's pretend some magical world where we do have that kind of money to spend on a bike. What do you think you would get? Would you get a hardtail or full suspension bike?
I'd go full suspension.
Where's the breaking point? Like, at what point would you only get a hardtail?
Yeah, $3,000, you can get a decent full suspension bike. I thought about going with a hardtail, but
You get a killer hardtail.
Yeah, you could get a really good hardtail. But I kind of thought if you $3,000, I want a bike I can take everywhere. Can take hardtails everywhere, but kind of spoiled these days.
But you have less fun because you get beat up.
Yeah. So a little spoiled. And I think if I only had $2,000, like your original budget had, then I'd probably go hardtail. But $3,000, you can get a pretty decent bike that can handle everything.
So what bike did you choose?
So I started out thinking that I'd want a 29er, maybe like 130 to 150 29er. I really couldn't find anything within that price range that I wanted. There were bikes that existed, but the fork was kind of spindly, a little more cross country than I wanted. Yeah. Or the tires weren't exactly what I wanted. So I ended up looking and found the Commensal Meta V4.2 Essential. It's a mouthful, but basically 160 mil, 27.5 inch wheels.
27.5.
Yeah. If it had bigger wheels, I would be even more excited. I'm a fan of 29ers, but it's a bike and it's going to work well and it's not going to make me have any less fun.
Yeah, okay. So Kazimer's Commensal is a good choice. I've gone a little bit different route. I've picked the Transition Sentinel. That's a new bike, 29er. I need big wheels. I don't know how you ride on small wheels. I like the Geo, more importantly. Now the spec on the Sentinel, some people might argue that it's not quite as nice. Kazimer's has Eagle. This does not. This has NX. I prefer the gearing with the NX. It's probably heavier than the Eagle stuff, but I can't do that big jump at the end there. The Eagle, I think, is useless. And this has a Yari where Kazimer's bike has a 36. But I love the Geo. That's the most important thing. It's got big wheels. It's got a fun amount of travel, 120, 140.
It doesn't though. Yours actually has 140 in the back, 160 in the front.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go back. But most importantly, great Geo. I love how those bikes handle, so that's what I would get.
Yeah. To be fair, with the jumps on the Eagle, the jump is only in the very last gear. Otherwise, it's the exact same. Just get one more. So I like that. I ride up steeper hills than you do. You're usually pushing. So
I'm usually walking.
Yeah.
On that note.
Yeah. And, yeah, and that's a good choice too. I've ridden the Sentinel a bunch. Really like that bike. Good geometry. But when I was picking, I kind of ended up focusing more on the components than the rest of the bike. The geometry on the Commensal is great too. It's pretty. I'd say the Sentinel's a little more modern, a little longer, steeper seat angle, which I like. But on the Commensal, nothing's wrong with that geometry. And then, like you said, it has the Eagle drivetrain, Fox 36 fork, and wider tires. Which, when you have a limited budget, you don't want to have to swap things out. And so mine comes with a 2.5 inch tire in the front, 2.4 in the rear.
It's too big. You don't need that.
No, I like the big tire, at least in the front. 2.5 in the front, 2.5 Minion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The thing that got me with the Transition is steep seat angle. I really like that. I'm a sitter. I like to sit. I like to spin. So yeah, the spec isn't quite as well, but I know the bike handles really, really well. I like those numbers, so I would end up with Sentinel for $3,000. So Kazimer, so $3,000 is a lot of money, but you know what's a lot more than three? $10,000.
That'd be nice.
Have you ever had $10,000?
Not all at once.
No, I've had $10,000 accumulated in my whole life. Put it all together, I would have had 10 grand.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go to this mythical world where we have $10,000 or even like an unlimited budget. We can get whatever bike we want.
Yeah, dream bike.
Dream bike.
Dream bike. There's
No limits.
No limits. I thought about going the Uno route. Uno is a company Cesar Rojo has. He's making these handmade carbon fiber kind of super bikes made in Spain. They look nice. They've got a 130 mil 29er called Dash. Definitely caught my eye. But then I realized it doesn't hold a water bottle. And my unlimited budget, I could probably hire somebody to ride behind me.
You sound like me.
Yeah, I know. But I do like water bottles, and I don't like carrying packs anymore. So with unlimited budget, I can have a guy ride behind me. He can come give me water. But that didn't seem too practical. So I'd probably actually go with a Trek Fuel EX.
Okay. The Project One route?
Project One, yeah. You can get your own frame color. And I probably, it's come with handlebars that are too narrow, so I put wider bars on.
Yep.
I put a bigger fork on it too. That bike, they kind of say it's a trail bike, so it's got, I know. I like having a little more travel in the front. So it's a 130 29er. I'd put a 150 mil fork up front. Be pretty happy. It's a bike I could ride everywhere.
Yeah. What kind of colors would you get?
I think something bright. I'm usually all black, like black's
Everybody
nice.
is. Black is the new black.
If I'm got money, I'm gonna be a rich guy, so I'm gonna show
Fuck
off.
them, right? If you have 10 grand, fuck them.
So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I could go.
Get whatever color I want.
Purple, like purple down to black top. It'd be wild. I go with wild color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I think my route would be a lot more boring because first of all, I would never spend $10,000 on a bike because I think that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping if I had 10 grand, I'd have even more money, so I wouldn't even see.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
If I only had 10 grand in the world, I would not buy a $10,000 bike.
No.
Yeah.
No. Right now, if somebody just gave me $10,000 and they said you got to go buy a bike, I wouldn't buy a $10,000 bike. To be honest with you, I would probably get. I might spend $5K on a bike, maybe $6K. I would probably end up like on an Iris Ripley and build it up nice, or maybe even a YT and have a lot of money left over. And I would take that money and I would go on a mountain biking trip somewhere, especially in the winter. I would leave tomorrow because it's really shitty here. So that's what I would do with 10 grand. I wouldn't spend it all. I know that's not exciting, but.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, even my pick probably wouldn't end up being 10 grand and I'd have a couple grand left and I would go on a vacation too. Hop on the Greyhound bus, go to Mexico.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Yeah.
It'd be all right.
Excuse me, sir, how much is a Greyhound bus ticket to Mexico?
Yeah.
Also need to bring a tent and a sleeping bag.
Budget, yeah, it would work.
Dude, for 10 grand, it's crazy. People spend 10 grand on a bike. $10,000, you could live in Mexico for 20 years.
Yeah, probably.
No, but you could go somewhere warm and nice and live there for a long time, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I would do. Not exciting, but that's how I would spend 10 grand.
Yeah.
Kazimer, what about if we go way back to the other end of the spectrum? Not $3,000, not even $1,000. Something more realistic for us. $200. Not a bike, mind you, but what would you get for $200? What would you buy?
Depend kind of what bike I was riding. Say I had a decent bike, has a dropper post, everything else is pretty sorted. I'd probably get a good set of tires. A lot of times when you buy a bike, the tires that come on it aren't always the best, or maybe not exactly what you want. So $200. Unfortunately, tires are kind of expensive.
I think it's ridiculous that we say $200 and you're like, oh, tires, and you're like it might be close after taxes, like depending on where he gets them. If he orders them online, he's obviously going to get them cheaper, but you go to a bike shop and how can these things be $80, $100 each? It's crazy.
I don't think they make as many as they do for car tires. So those economies of scale, something like that. They are expensive though. But so if I had an extra $200, probably a set of tires. Probably take tires. How about you?
So the product that sticks out for me for $200 or right around there would be X-Fusion's Manic C-Post.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, assuming maybe the person doesn't have a dropper post already, it's half the price of some of these other C-Posts. It works just as well, if not better in some ways. It's reliable. And what else?
Yeah,
I think all the dropper posts should be $200 or less, but this is the one that I would choose for $200 over the other ones that are $400 and $500. So.
Yeah, definitely a nice choice. Another thing for $200, it's kind of the amount of money you need to really customize your bike's cockpit. So basically your seat, your handlebars, grips, even maybe pedals. Like when you do buy a new bike,
the touch points.
Yeah, when you buy a bike, it doesn't come with pedals. A lot of times it has these like super hard, they might be lock-on grips, but they're really hard and not comfortable. I rode a bike this past weekend, my hands got just destroyed because the normal stock grips are not ideal. So
do you have AG1s on there?
No, those are brutal. Those hurt so much. These are a different one. They're kind of like it's like an ODI knockoff, but it's not ODI.
Yeah.
So it's like just super hard plastic, not as soft. So yeah, $200. You can probably just make the bike be more customized to you.
Yeah, I think people like that too, because that's all stuff that it's very personal stuff. Like, you know, you pick your handlebar, you pick your stem, you pick your grips, you pick your seat. It's all, you know, stuff you touch.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, $200 doesn't go that far, but it can definitely make your bike more suited to you. All right, there you have it. If you liked what you saw, you can watch more videos here and click here to subscribe.
Konnichiwa. Was that hello?
Shay Shay.
Oh, no, Shay Shay is...
I can do that one again. I think I